Hello, welcome to Celtic Crossroads from KILT Studios. I'm your presenter, Kenton Adler, Director of Advancement for Scottish Heritage at Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. Join me now as we explore an hour of music and story from all corners of the Celtic world. Our show is made possible in part by the Campbell Collection, a generous gift from the estate of the Duke of Earl, the late Robert Louis Campbell of Earl, Arkansas. The collection consists of music and literature now housed in the archives of the Lyon College Mabie Simpson Library, and by the Lyon College Scottish Heritage Program.
Slanjava agus Failcha. Welcome to the first August edition of Celtic Crossroads. Let's get the Ceilidh started with the rockin' rendition of a roster of English cathedrals from the Birds and the Bells of Rimney.
must be blood, and this I knew. Surely there can be wonders too. I cannot leave the cages locked or well enough alone. I can only be myself when I am so far from home. It's the wonders that I'm after, even if I have to bleed and make very rash decisions for the sake of what I need. Dancing kisses on my cheek, it's the wonders that I seek, and I swear I am not afraid. There must be blood, and this I knew. I believe there must be wonders too. I'll take up this quest, just say the word. Even though I am small and I have no sword, a party at the end is not required. And I promise I'll keep trying, even if I get tired. It's the wonders that I'm after, even if I have to fight. It'll all be hard and bloody, even when I get it right. I know stories change their faces on an inconsistent basis, but I swear I am not afraid. There must be blood, and this I knew. I believe there must be wonders too. If somersaults and lanterns aren't the order of the day, I will still take up my weapons and I'll be on my way. I am stubborn and won't listen, but I've made it this far and I'd really like to stay. There must be blood, and this I knew. Surely there can be wonders too. I cannot leave the cages locked or well enough alone. I can only be myself when I am so far from home. It's the wonders that I'm after, even if I have to bleed and make very rash decisions for the sake of what I need. Dancing kisses on my cheek, it's the wonders that I seek, and I swear I am not afraid. Yes, I swear I am not afraid. There must be blood, and this I knew. I believe there must be wonders too. There must be blood, and this I knew. I believe there must be wonders too. Wonders too. Don't be afraid, whatever you do. Wonders too. Don't be afraid, whatever you do.
The other night when I came home, drunk as I could be, found a horse in the stable where my horse ought to be. Now come, my wife, my dear little wife, explain this to me. Here's a horse in the stable where my horse ought to be.
Blind fool, you silly fool, can't you never see? Nothing but a cow your granny gave to me.
I've traveled this wide world over 10,000 miles or more. Saddle on a milk cow's back I never did see before. The second night when I came home, drunk as I could be, Found a coat hanging on the rack where my coat ought to be. Now come, my wife, my dear little wife, and explain this to me. Here's a coat hanging on the rack where my coat ought to be.
Blind fool, you silly fool, can't you never see? Nothing but a big quilt your mother gave to me.
I've traveled this wide world over 10,000 miles or more. Pockets in a bed quilt I never did see before. The third night when I came home, drunk as I could be, found a head on the pillow where my head ought to be. Now come, my wife, my dear little wife, and explain this to me. Here's a head on the pillow where my head ought to be.
Blind fool, you silly fool, can't you never see? Nothing but a cabbage head your mother gave to me.
I've traveled this wide world over 10,000 miles or more. A mustache on a cabbage head I never did see before.
I just love that tune. That was E.C. and Orna Ball from the classic English and Scottish ballads with 3 Nights Drunk. Prior to that, we heard S.J. Tucker from her Wonders album and the title track, Wonders. Before S.J., we heard Catherine Tickell from Northumbrian Collection and Otterburn, and we started things off with the Byrds from Mr. Tambourine Man with the Bells of Rhymney. This is Celtic Crossroads, coming to you from the campus of Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. We're hosted by Kilt Studios, and I'm your host, Kenton Adler. Coming up next, we've got Roger Landis from Dragon Reels.
as I ramble among the springtime, I overheard a young woman converse with a rain and her hair so black and her eyes so blue, her lips are like a ruby wine. He smiled and gazed upon her in the sly old rain and
She said, young man, please be civil, my company forsake, for to my good opinion, I fear you are a rake.
oh no, my dear, I am no rake, but cast out and made a thief, and I'm searching for concealment all from the judging man.
He kissed her once and he kissed her twice, till she came to again. Then modestly she begged him, pray tell to me your
He said, my dear, if you look for me, perhaps you'll not be fine, but I'll be here in my castle, praying choir for rain and both sun and dark she followed him, his eyes so bright did shine, and he led her over the mountain in the slime of rain and
Heavy horses, see how they stand, leaning ahead, shoulder to the land. Heavy horses, oh the mighty Clydesdales, long may they shine, and the line never fail. Sometimes I see one in a slow motion dream by misty blue hills where the Clyde's just a stream, pulling a plough stepping with grace, a hard-working friend, oh, with a good-natured face. Heavy horses, see how they stand, leaning ahead, shoulder to the land. Heavy horses, oh, the mighty Clydesdales, long may they shine, and the line never fail. And I often wonder if you ever heard whispering charms of the horseman's word, or late in the day when the light would fail and bothy men shared corn-kissed their tails. Heavy horses, see how they stand, leaning ahead, shoulder to the land. Heavy horses, oh, the mighty Clydesdales, long may they shine, and the line never fail. A world in transition, stepping out of its past. Old ways are fine, 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 but old ways don't last. And the furrow you turned grew seedlings of change as you carried us on into the industrial age. Heavy horses, see how they stand, leaning ahead, shoulder to the land. Heavy horses, oh, the mighty Clydesdales, long may they shine, and the line never fail. So here's to the Baron, blazing bold stride, footprint and star, Hiawatha and Clyde. Oh, the ribbons they wore and the prizes they won, the leather and chains that creaked in the sun. Heavy horses, see how they stand, leaning ahead, shoulder to the land. Heavy horses, oh, the mighty Clydesdales, long may they shine, and the line never fail. Long may they shine, and the line never fail.
We go out to the untrained eye, we're no different than the loving kind. But we are liars, no, not the ugly kind. We keep secrets that stay on our mind. And if there is something for you to do, by all means follow through it. Don't you worry about me, don't you worry about me. It's the reason we've kept our distance. And if there is something for you to do, by all means follow through it. Don't you worry about me. If this is meant to be, there's no point in worrying. Oh, we kissed and swore we'd never fall in love, though we won't admit it, we're afraid to be alone. Oh, there's plenty to remind us now's not the time to find someone. And we are strong, strong-willed and stubborn since the day we were born. And we are fire, so who's to say that we won't burn through the night? I'll keep you warm till daylight. Oh, we kissed and swore we'd never fall in love. Though we won't admit it, we're afraid to be alone. What happened to the hearts we had encased in stone? When I look in your eyes, I say, oh, we kissed and swore we'd never fall in love. Though we won't admit it, we're afraid to be alone. What happened to the hearts we had encased in stone? When I look in your eyes, I see lies. I see lies with hearts on fire.
I'm Kenton Adler, and you're listening to Celtic Crossroads. We started this portion of the program with Roger Landis, great cittern player, from his album Dragon Reels. We heard Storm Stayed at Grady's, Francis John McGovern's, The Enchanted Lady, and Tam Lin. After that was Pentangle from So Early in the Spring with Reynardine. And then we heard Robin Lang from Imaginary Lines with Heavy Horses. And we finished up there with a fine Irish band called Venchi and their album One Stop, and the tune is called Liars.
I always like the stories of our rivers of renown, and I feel a real excitement when the Cooper's coming down. For the land has turned the corner and the pastures will improve, with old timers optimistic when the Cooper's on the move. So I heard it's coming down again, if information's right. And put aside your worries for this watery delight. It may not be the Ganges or the Amazon or Nile, but when the Cooper's on the go, you'll see the outback smile. The Cooper's coming down, the Cooper's coming down. The pelicans will muster when the Cooper's coming down. The northern storms are bountiful for nature's brimming cup. When Huey sends the raindrops down, the Cooper laps it up. The landscape has a shining face, so celebrate the scene. The kangaroos are spotless, the goannas nice and clean. The Cooper's coming down, the Cooper's coming down. The pelicans will muster when the Cooper's coming down. The Cooper's coming down, the Cooper's coming down. The pelicans will muster when the Cooper's coming down. I grow a little weary of the city's frantic theme, and I feel a sudden yearning for a river reaches gleam. I will pack my swag and hasten from this petrol-fuming town, and go dancing with the brogers when the Cooper's coming down. The Cooper's coming down, the Cooper's coming down. I'll go dancing with the brogers when the Cooper's coming down. The Cooper's coming down, the Cooper's coming down. I'll go dancing with the brogers when the Cooper's coming down.
or quite be. You'll rise up very early from the clear daylight till dawn. I know you won't be able to plough the rocks of Bon. My shoes, they are all torn, and my stockings, they are thin. My heart is always trembling for the fear they might give in. My heart is always trembling now from the clear daylight till dawn. I know I won't be able to plough the rocks of Bon. My curse upon you, Sweeney boy, you nearly have me robbed. You're sitting by the fireside, your feet upon the hob. You're sitting by the fireside now, you're drooging in your gob. I know you won't be able to plough the rocks of Bon. Rise up, poor gallant Sweeney boy, and feed your horse some hay, and give him a good feed of oats before he starts his day. Don't feed him on soft turnips that you grow out on the ungreen lawn, for I know he won't be able to plough the rocks of Bon. I wish the sergeant major he would send for me in time and place me in some regiment to serve my youth and prime. I'd fight for Ireland's glory, boys, from the clear daylight till dawn. I never will return again to plough the rocks of Bon. No, I never will return again to plough the rocks of Bon.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone ahead on the right, and I don't see a cop inside. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. I got 10 forward gears and a Georgia overdrive. I'm taking little white pills and my eyes are open wide. mind. I'm a little overweight and my logbook's are way behind. Oh, but nothing bothers me tonight. I can dodge all the scales all right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, it's been 6 weeks since I kissed my baby goodbye. Now I could have a lot of women, but I'm not like some of the guys. I could find one to hold me tight, but I can never make believe it's alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Bluegrass bagpipe. My rate's a little low, but that don't mean she's old. We got a good flame blowing from a smokestack black and cold. My hometown was coming inside, and if you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. My hometown was coming inside, and if you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
Well, that was a very lively and well-received rendition of 6 Days on the Road from the Battlefield Band and their album Across the Borders. Just before that, we heard from Kilfenora Ceilidh Band and the album Now is the Hour with the Rocks of Bawn. Just before Kilfenora, we heard the Campbellton Pipe Band and their rendition of Mull of Kintyre, and we started off this portion of the program with Penny Davies and Roger Eilert, When the Cooper's Coming Down. I'm Kenton Adler. You're listening to Celtic Crossroads from Kilt Studios on the campus of Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas. We're going to hear now from House of Hamel and their album Folk Hero and Ladder to the Sun. After that, Martin O'Connor will give us the Venusian Waltz from the Road West, and then we'll hear Michael O'Sullivan and the Downfall of Paris. I'd like to thank you for joining me here this evening. This has been kind of a retrospective. I hesitate to call it a best of because I think they're all the best, but I thank you for being here with me on Celtic Crossroads, and I hope to see you again next time at the Crossroads.
Quietly he walks through the door. Will he know her anymore? Vines growing over, shadows where the photos used to be, like distant memories, shoulder to shoulder, like a ladder to the sun, a letter to no one, holding back the endless sea, running through the trees, coming back to see her once again, sitting on the floor where he slept, uneven and unswept, vines growing over. None of that was part of any plan, but in his heart he understands they're getting older. trees, coming back to see her once again. In his mind she'll always be home, and he's not alone. Carefully he steps in the bath. He can almost hear a laugh. Vines growing over. All of that is well in the past. It was never built to last, but still he knows her. Like a ladder to the sun, a letter to no one, holding back the